Hey guys, long overdue story time, but we're gonna get right into it because there's just so much to cover. So pretty much, it's just really funny. I was gonna make this story time anyway, but this shit just keeps happening, and these two girls just keep adding to it without even realizing they're giving me more fuel. The bitch just leave me alone. They wouldn't know what time it was, so my story time wouldn't be so juicy, but it is now. It gets juicier and juicier. So let's get right into it. So I was friends with these two girls, and to keep it anonymous, the names we're gonna go by is Mantis and Becky. So Mantis, Mantis, where do we get started? Mantis, I was friends with for maybe I want to say 5 years, and Mantis has a clothing company. Mantis is quote unquote a peaceful person, but that's just the front Mantis likes to give. Mantis is
a wicked Backpage show. Backpage show? What's that? We'll get into that
later. So pretty much, me and Mantis used to be friends, and I would try to help her get her shit together. She would like to front and act like she wasn't a Backpage hoe. She would say she was a masseuse when she was really selling pussy. And honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with selling pussy. You don't gotta lie about it. Me and this bitch used to shake ass together. We was go-go dancers at one point, when we was really young. We used to go to the clubs and go-go dance. And go-go dancing is not stripping. We was not taking off no clothes. We was just dancing in bikinis and booty shorts. So me and the bitch, we was already in, we'd already had some fun and, a little on the wild side a little bit. So me and Mantis stopped being friends because I just got tired of the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the colorist statements that Mantis would constantly perpetuate onto me. That just got very tiring. Before that, I would try to help Mantis get her clothing line off the ground because at one point I was working for a fashion showroom and PR company, and so I had a lot of knowledge and hands-on experience, first-hand experience from working in the showroom. So, and she's a designer. I will say the girl is talented, but her attitude is nasty. So there's that. So I would try to help her, and she came to me. I didn't go to her. She came to me. She came to me and was like, oh, I want to get my Instagram more popping for my page. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I'm like, all right, we'll take the steps. So the problem with it was how are you going to ask me to help, but every time I give you constructive criticism on what needs to be fixed, you want to catch attitude, or you want to be like, oh, you're just coming from me. You're like, oh, you're just jealous. That's counterproductive. So pretty much it was a lot of that. So we never really got anywhere with it. And Instagram stayed the same and everything stayed the same. So a bit near the end of our relationship, Mantis lost a family member and that she was really close to. And when it happened, she called me maybe 3 in the morning, some crazy ass hour. She called me at the witching hours. Really distraught and upset and da-da-da-da. And being a good friend, I'm going to be like, all right, you'll pull up and, mourn. And, we could just hang out. We could smoke and chill. And you could, you could just vent. And I'll be here for you because that's the type of person I am. Once I become real friends with somebody, I'm not the type of person to have fake friends. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. And the deeper our relationship gets, the more I will open up to you because I'm a very giving person. I don't mind helping friends out when they need it because that's just the type of person I am. But I don't do that for everybody. You feel me? I'm not giving to everybody. I only give it to people I fuck with, and she was somebody I fucked with. So fast forward to that. She comes over, we have a heart-to-heart. I let her mourn, and I felt like after that moment we had become closer and that maybe her attitude would change for the better. Oof, boy was I wrong. It honestly got worse. She became even more verbally abusive, just wicked and mean. She would say just colorist things to me oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to get into this club because, you're dark skinned, but would turn around and be like, oh, can you take me to this fashion event with you? Or if I'm going to a fashion event, she'd be like, Or if I bring her to a fashion event, she'd be like, can you introduce me to this person? Can you introduce me to that person? Like, no. Like, you could bring a horse to water, but you can't make that shit drink. You feel me? Like, I'm at the fashion events for me. Like, I'm going to try and, network so I can get my shit together, so I can get more shoots, so I can get brand endorsements. Like, I have to work on me. I can't focus on you because we two separate people. You came for your brand and your representation of your brand, so you go do that. You handle that. So there was that. She would just, like, just do too much. And, like, there would be a lot of situations where she would want to fight her clients and just, like, get into internet fights with people because someone didn't tag her in something, or she's always beefing with somebody. And it was just like, oh man. So at that point, I just started to distance myself from her, and eventually I just stopped talking to her. But I still remained friends with Becky. Now we're going to put a pause on Mantis, and we're going to get to Becky. So me and Becky was friends for maybe like a year and a half more, almost 2 years. So I was friends with Mantis for 5, and I was friends with Becky for 6.5, almost 7. I want to say 7 possibly, but whatever. So Becky, a white girl that everybody used to call a dumb white bitch, including Mantis. Mantis used to call her a dumb white bitch, a dirty white bitch. She used to talk mad shit about Becky behind her back. And I would just be like, I would defend Becky, be like, yo, chill, da 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 da. And then I would tell Becky, sorry, had to take a break. The lighting may have changed a little bit because I'm in New York. I'm from Brooklyn, and it's wintertime, so it gets darker. So Becky, the dumb white bitch. So Becky, I met in LA. We were cool. And we went on another vacation to Miami. And at the time, I was talking to somebody, and Becky met the nigga I was talking to. And we're gonna and this is all connected, so I'm gonna explain it all to y'all. So she met this nigga and that I used to talk to. So before all that, I'm getting to know Becky, and Becky also used to go to school. Come to find out, this bitch was an ex-heroin addict who got hooked on heroin. The reason why this bitch even got hooked on heroin was to be a part of the cool kids who were all doing H. So it's like, you getting hooked on H just to be lit, bro? That's to be cool? That's corny as fuck. I didn't know that until like deeper into our friendship. But honestly, now that I have this information, and now that I've lived with the bitch and seen how she moves, it all makes sense now. So back to the story. So Becky's one of those types of white girls who really, 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 really likes black people, and like to the point where she fetishizes black culture, and she wants to be a nigga. She literally like tries to talk like she's from the hood when she's literally a suburban girl. She's a suburban white girl who literally is a trust fund baby. Like, bitch, shut up, you're rich. So she's one of those types of girls. She was also very fucking fake, and I realize that now, like, and this is when things that you don't realize until like you're done with the relationship. Like, if you see people being fake with other people, don't think that you're above that and they can't be fake with you, because that's literally just signs that you need to pay attention to. And my dumbass was being ignorant, and I'm the type, when I'm friends with people, there could be signs there, but I'd be acting like this. Or like, oh, I didn't see that. You know what I mean? I just become very ignorant to like the cues that I should actually be paying attention to. But that I'm a different person now. I've learned from them thanks to these bitches. So at one point I was dating somebody, and I was living abroad with them because they live abroad, and it was getting very serious. So I'm in La La Land, and I'm in my own little La La Land with my boo, and randomly I get a text from Mantis. This is when we were still friends. Mantis FaceTimes me and is like,
oh my god, you see, Becky's fucking with your ex-ting, da 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 da. And it's just like,
what the hell? Because the timeline is funny, because me and my ex-ting, me and him was kicking it a lot. Like, shortly before he went to LA. Like, me and him was kicking it a lot, and, like, we was really fucking with each other. And Mantis even knew that. Like, Mantis would see how much he was hanging out. We would go out together and go to parties together and have fun. And, like, we would really chop it up. Like, it didn't get super serious, but it was, like, on the way to that. And me and him had our own falling out. That ended up being petty, and we just stopped talking to each other. So I went abroad, and they went to LA. Couple months later, I'm already into a new relationship. I found like a nigga I thought was the love of my life. You feel me? Like I was head over heels for this nigga. So I'm in a whole new relationship, and then Mantis is gonna call me out the blue talking about, oh, Becky's going out with your ex team, da 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 da, and I'm just like, why are you telling this one? Like, part of me was just like, wow, really? That's kind of crazy, like, because I was dead ass like fucking with him not too long ago, but that's neither here nor there. And Becky never talked to me about it, and I was just more like, why am I finding out through Mantis and not Becky? And this is just where it gets more and more funny. So couple months later, I'm still in the UK, and then while I'm in the UK, Becky ends up going to New York. And while Becky's in New York, she gets into trouble. She catches a case with the ex ting. And so now this bitch got a whole case. All her shit is confiscated. And like, niggas is like literally like in the system now and having to like go to court and everything. And it got really serious. So I come back, and Becky is like high-key stranded out here. She don't got no debit card, no phone, no wallet, no ID. Like, this bitch don't got nothing. So me being a nice friend, I give this bitch one of my old phones. And the phone I happened to give her was a phone that was an old phone of mine. And it had intimate pictures and videos of me and my ex. And I high-key knew I should have deleted it, but I was just honestly being ignorant and naive and didn't. And it was just so deep in my phone. I told her, I was like, yo, like, I got some shit in there. Like, don't dig too deep, you feel me? Like, I told her. And she was like, all right, got you, da-da-da-da. So, fast forward. I stopped being friends with Mantis now, but I'm still friends with Becky. And throughout Becky's whole ordeal, she ends up having to move. So I ended up going back to LA to help Becky move. I helped this bitch pack up her stuff in an apartment. I helped this bitch take her shit to storage. I helped this bitch go apartment hunting. And I didn't come out there just to help her. It was just more like, I have other opportunities. I had some shoots and stuff I had to do out there, and I was going to be out there anyway. And it's like, I fuck with her. That was like my homegirl. That was really like, I considered her a close friend, but you can't trust women like that. You can't trust ex-heroin addicts. And now felons. Oh yeah, the bitch is a felon now. So I'm out there helping this bitch, and one of those days we're doing apartment hunting, and her and Mantis were just like going at it or whatever. And Mantis was like blowing up her phone while we're apartment hunting. So Becky just, puts her phone, blocks Mantis for the day, because we're just like doing too much, and we're doing a lot of things. Like, we're looking for apartments, and we're moving around, we're like running a lot of errands, so she don't have time to be talking to her right now. So end of the day comes, we back at the apartment. Me and Becky are kicking it up, kiki and rolling splits, doing Cali shit, having fun, whatever. And I get a string of DMs. String. And then I get a string of text. And I'm just like, who's it from? Y'all guess who it's from? Mantis. And it's in these DMs and a text, Mantis is like,
oh, don't trust Becky. She's a nigger lover. She's a dirty white bitch. She never trusts white people. Da-da-da-da. Oh, just to let you know, we went through your phone and we saw your all intimate pics and all your videos. And this bitch was like,